One of the people who was very interested in the results in North Carolina's Supreme Court and Court of Appeals races is the John Locke Foundation's CEO, Amy O. Cooke, the Right AOC. Amy, you're a relative newcomer to North Carolina. You came here earlier this year, but fairly early on, you saw the importance of judicial races. Why?
Yeah, it was really interesting, Mitch, because I spent the last 30 years in a state that did not elect judges. They were all appointed, and they were appointed by the governor. And when I watched good law or good statutes that the state legislature, a duly elected body, they would pass laws, and then it would get kicked up to the state the state Supreme Court. Somebody would come in and sue. It would make its way through the appeals court, make its way up to the state Supreme Court, and then these great laws, which were obviously rooted they were constitutional. They were passed. It made no sense as to why some of this stuff was being overturned. And I went, whoa, wait a second. We elect in North Carolina. We elect our Supreme Court justices, and we elect appeals court judges. And I don't think people made the connection between the state legislature or what is passed popularly at the ballot, like voter ID, and then all of that happening, and then you have this activist branch of government, which is really only supposed to call balls and strikes, but they were trying to play the game and manipulate the game. It made me realize that these races, we have to pay attention to them. And we actually did some polling on it to see, do you even know that our judges at the appellate court level and that our state Supreme Court, that they're elected? And I was surprised to find that in this state that has been doing this for a very long time, so few people actually knew that we voted on those. And so we took it upon the John Locke Foundation within our C3 status, kept it with educational outreach program, just letting folks know, you vote on these judges and justices, make sure you know before you go vote where they stand, or maybe, first of all, that we even elect them, and that where they stand on issues. And because we elect judges and justices, that actually puts issues on the ballot that people otherwise may not have even thought of.
So given that predisposition and the work that the John Locke Foundation has done on this issue in recent months, the fact that Republicans definitely have won 2 seats on the Supreme Court and probably the Chief Justice's seat, and then swept all 5 races in the Court of Appeals, has to be good news to you.
Well, it is, because what it tells me that, like I said before, people didn't even know. And the fact that we were able to do that educational outreach and let folks know what actually is on the ballot, what are you actually voting on when you mark or you check a box next to a judge or a justice. And yes, we absolutely thrilled, despite the fact that the other side was out. I mean, they had, the money was 2-1 practically on the other side, but within our capacity, our abilities, just doing that educational outreach campaign of letting folks know, and then they responded to it. It just goes to show you that when voters know, when they can make an informed decision, they'll often vote on the side of limited government, less activist judges, law and order, upholding school choice, popularly passed constitutional amendments like voter ID, things like that. In just letting them know what is on the ballot made all the difference in the world. So, yeah, we were thrilled with the outcome.